Hi everyone, I'm Silulu Aetonu.
And I'm Chris Johnson.
And we're back and better than ever this spring semester with some fresh faces.
We have an exciting show for you today, including a movie review, entertainment, and a behind-the-scenes look at the making of a Doritos Super Bowl commercial directed by one of our own teachers here at LBCC. All this and more on this edition of IE News.
So stay tuned. Now for our first story. Fall 2011 USC applications are due February 1st. For more information, please contact the Office of Community Relations and Marketing listed on the screen.
President Eloy Oakley released a statement regarding Governor Brown's budget proposal. City colleges have lost $12 million on top of the $5 to $7 million cut locally within the last 2 years. With that being said, there will be a $10 increase in student fees, which will raise the cost per unit from $26 to $36.
Long Beach City College is now offering a text-based emergency notification service for your mobile phone. In case of emergency, you will be alerted about campus safety and security information. Sign up is simple. Just go to our homepage and enter your mobile phone number.
Join Club Day is on Thursday, January 27th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Nordic Lounge Building E. Come out and learn what kinds of clubs Long Beach City has to offer. Free food is available with a current student ID. For more information, contact Rocio Becerra at 562-938-4978.
Do you want a friend at LBCC who can help you? Leaders Across Campus is recruiting mentees for spring 2011 semester. For more information on requirements and qualifications for being a mentee or have any other questions, please contact leaders@lbcc.edu.
What gospel songs are on the top of the charts this week? Let's go to DJ Dika in the radio studio to find out.
Hey, what's up? Hallelujah, holla back. This is DJ Dika bringing you the top 10 most popular gospel songs of the week, ranked by radio airplay detection. So here we go with the number 10 song, Brian C. Wilson, All I Need. Number 9, Mary, Mary, Walking. Number 8, Marvin Sapp, The Best in Me. I like that song. That's my favorite right there. Number 7, Jonathan Nelson, Expect the Great. I wouldn't want it any other way, folks. Number 6, Beverly Crawford, It's About Time for a Miracle. How many out there want a miracle today? Number 5, Wes Morgan, I Choose to Worship. Number 4, William McDowell, I Give Myself Away. Number 3, Forever Jones, He Wants It All. Number 2, Vashawn Mitchell, Nobody Greater. And here we go, folks, with the number 1 song, James Fortune, featuring Cortez and Macklemore, I Believe. Well, that's it for this week. Be blessed. And remember, catch me every Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. at klbc.org. God's time is the right time. You can also catch us at Ustream, KLBC LB. Also right next door here is our sister station, kcty.org, 107.7 FM. Hallelujah, holla back. Until next time, remember, let God have his way in your life today, tomorrow, and forever. Peace. I'm out.
Thank you, Dika. Don't change that channel. We have this week's weather report, a movie review, and a special spotlight interview coming right up.
Television. Why watch it when you can make it? Long Beach City College can take you from classroom to hands-on experience in no time. Call 562-938-4892 or go online at lbcc.edu.
Welcome back. With spring right around the corner, let's go to IE News weather reporter Rico James to find out what kind of weather we can expect for the upcoming week.
Interesting weather here in the west and across the U.S. Let's begin with the look towards the Atlantic, where winter storms continue to have major impact in parts of the East Coast, particularly in the northern half, with snow and ice. Below freezing temperatures in sections of the region. Winds picking up along the eastern seaboard, making it that much more colder. Some of that system will work its way into the mid-levels, mixing with rain as it comes into the south. An area of pressure just off the coast of Florida will continue to move throughout the deep south as that system heads into Texas. Still, more cold and snow is expected to come to cities like New York, Boston, the nation's capital, and other areas, particularly in the north. Airport delays are still a factor, especially for those traveling on the East Coast. And in the Pacific Northwest, more rain and shower activity in the Washington and Seattle area. Some of that will transition into some snow as that moves into the higher elevations. There's still winds picking up throughout the northern plains. That upper level jet stream may bring some of that wet weather into the Four Corners, which could mean more rain for us here in the Southwest. Let's take a closer look at home. As we look across the Southland, we got some light Santa winds coming in at about 30 miles an hour. Beaches are a little bit cool, but other than that, it's clear skies and lots of sunshine here in Southern California. Santa Barbara's at 62. Santa Monica is at 68. Downtown Los Angeles checks in at a cool 65. And here at home in Long Beach, 62 degrees. Let's take a closer look at the 5-day forecast. Monday, partly cloudy, 64 degrees will be the high, more of the same going into Tuesday, but by Wednesday we can look forward to some sunshine. But temperatures will still be cool at 63 degrees. More of the same on Thursday, but by Friday, and we start looking towards the weekend, temperatures do pick up a bit, 65 degrees being the high, still cool at 51 in the evenings. Well, that's the weather for this edition of IE News. I'm Rico James. Back to you.
Thanks, Rico. IE News reporter Anna Marie Ramirez takes us into the enchanted world of Narnia with this movie review.
Hi, welcome back for a semester of fun-filled movie reviews. If you're looking for a family movie filled with adventure and fantasy, then I recommend you watch The Chronicles of Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, directed by Michael Apted and starring Edmund Skander, George Henley, Will Poulter, and Ben Barnes. Our young heroes Lucy and Edmund Pevenese return to Narnia with their cousin Eustace. Here they meet up with Prince Caspian for a trip across the sea on board the royal ship the Dawn Treader. This action-packed movie starts off strong and leaves you no time to doze off. Once on board, the children are informed of the imminent danger facing Narnia. Every man and creature alike are threatened by the evil forces of the mysterious Dark Island, which no one seems to know anything about. Upon arrival on the island, our heroes realize that the 7 swords representing the Lords of the Telmar are missing. The swords must be brought back together to break an evil spell and save Narnia. This film will not only capture your imagination, but it will also keep you glued to your seat. With the help of talented actors including Simon Pegg, Liam Neeson, and Tilda Swinton, this movie is a great movie adaptation of classic fantasy novel by C.S. Lewis. This is definitely a great family film that will keep you in complete awe from beginning to end. There is no time to snooze as the plot takes you on a magical journey through a land of fantasy that any child or adult alike would want to visit. I give this movie 4 brilliant stars. Till next time, I'm Anna Maria Ramirez at the movies.
Thanks, Anna Maria. I really can't wait to see that. Coming up right after the break, we have a special spotlight interview, so stay tuned.
Welcome back. Let's go to Dee Dee Smith for a special spotlight interview.
Thank you. And I'm sitting here with Coach Barry Barnes and Cal Clark, Long Beach City College men's basketball team. Coach Barnes, can you tell us a little bit about your background before coming to Long Beach?
Oh yeah, I played at Lakewood High School here in Lakewood, California. Then I came and played here at Long Beach City College in the early 80s. And then I went to Biola University, and then my first coaching job, I came and helped Coach Anderson out in 1991 to 92.
Wow.
And then for the last 6 or 7 years, I was his assistant coach. And then I was fortunate enough to get the job 2 seasons ago, so this is my second year at his head men's basketball coach for Long Beach City College.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And now, since you've taken over as head coach, have you seen an improvement?
Oh, absolutely. We started off slow in the preseason. I always tell the guys on the team we have 3 phases of the season. Phase number 1 is preparation, which is preseason, and then we go right into conference, and then we go right into the state playoff. We started off slow in the preseason, played a couple of tournaments over the holidays, but then when we got into conference the last 2 weeks, we picked it up. We're 4-0, we're in first place, and looking forward to finish this conference off and hopefully get into the playoff and get to the state.
Okay, cool. And Mr. Clark, Cal Clark, who's the team captain here at Long Beach City College, can you tell me a little bit about your background and how long you've been playing basketball?
Played at Lakewood, graduated 2008, redshirted my first year at UC Riverside. The coach and I didn't see eye to eye, and I came back here, talked to Coach Barnes, who came highly recommended from several different sources, and this is where I made my choice, and I haven't regretted a moment of it.
Oh, wow, cool. And I see that you're extremely tall. Can you tell me how tall are you?
7 feet.
And your foot size?
14.
And Coach Barnes, also, can you tell me a little bit about your expectations for this year's team?
The number 1 is, like I always tell the guys, besides making sure they take care of the classroom so they can be able to move on and not only better their athletic ability, but also get an education for the future.
Definitely.
I'm expecting them to go to class, not only compete in the classroom, but also compete on the floor. We have 3 phases that we do every practice. Is that family, be accountable for each other on and off the court, play hard as you can, leave everything out on the floor. And the third phase is you got to be able to play some defense if you're going to come here at Long Beach City College. And my expectations is like every other coach, we want to be the last team standing in March, but things don't happen that way all the time. I just want them to get better. Each practice, get better. Each game, and do our best, win or lose, just so long we do our best. That's the outcome that I'm looking for.
Okay. And Kyle, I hear that you're being heavily recruited. What are your plans after Long Beach?
Plans to get my history degree and then go on to law school. So I have a lot of respect for the people that work in the courts, and just that's something I've always aspired to do.
So no professional basketball with your...
Maybe for a few years, but just I'm more into my studies right now.
Definitely.
That's one of my 2 loves, that and basketball. And for me, without knowledge, there is no power for the future. So.
And you definitely have to have a backup plan. You can't just put all your eggs in one bucket.
Definitely,
or
that
a
too.
basket.
That too.
All right, cool. And Coach Barnes, both of you actually, who are your rivals? Longtime rivals?
Well, when I played back in the day, way back in the day, not too long ago, Cerritos was one of our rivalries back when I played, and also when I first started coaching with Coach Anderson, and it haven't changed.
Okay.
You know, we were right across from each other. We would go out and recruit the same players. The players live in the same community. They see each other away from the school, so they talk about who's going to win, who's not. And Cerritos, that's our rivalry, and we want to beat them no matter how our season going. We want to always beat Cerritos College, so that's been a long time rivalry for us here at Long Beach City College.
So how's it looking so far, Mr. Cal?
Yeah.
So far, we're looking good. Our season, we wrapped up a really tough preseason, probably one of the toughest in California. And that helped us prepare mentally for the season. And just right now, my goal is to get that league championship, bring it back to City after 4 years?
3 years, almost
3
4,
years?
yes.
Oh, yeah, it's about that time.
And just for me, I'm hungry. I want to win.
Yeah, you're 7 feet tall. I will assume you are hungry. Always. Okay. Tell me a little bit about you being team captain. How much pressure is that for you?
I've done it since I was young. I finally learned how to actually focus and talk to guys instead of saying something wrong at the wrong time. You know when to say it. And Coach Barnes has helped me develop as a person, so it's helped in basketball and life. So all the lessons that I'm carrying now I can use for the future. As a team captain, you can go out and you know how to handle people. So if somebody comes along that isn't producing work, hey, you need to get on them, and you know how to talk to them to actually get them how to produce.
Definitely. And I assume that, yeah, go ahead.
And one of the things, earlier in the year, I didn't promote him as team captain, but throughout practice and his good communication skill with the players on and off the court, I decided that we need someone with his attitude,
Definitely.
with the voice that he does have, because I had freshmen that was team captains, because I kind of like to have the point guards being the team captain, because I talked to him so much throughout the game. But Kyle has really stepped in and really took that responsibility, so I kind of turned that over to him.
So you lead by example.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Okay, very good.
Big game this week. We got
who are you playing this week?
Absolutely, 4-0 in conference, and we got a team that's 3-1, which is LA Harbor. Haven't been really that good over the last couple of years, but they have had a tremendous coach there that been getting this program in the right direction. And it's a big showdown at LA Harbor tomorrow at 6 p.m. They 3-1, we 4-0, and we're looking to see who can take sole possession of first place.
Oh, good. So for all you cheerleaders out there, come on out and support our Long Beach City College men's basketball team. And this is Didi Diatra for IE News.
Thanks, Didi. Here on IE News, we want to highlight one of the hardest working teachers at LBCC. So let's go to Kristen Bopp in the studio with another interview with Eric Heimbold, the mastermind behind the Doritos Super Bowl commercial.
Today for our spotlight interview, I have with me Eric Heimbold, an instructor in film here at Long Beach City College. Hi, Eric. How are you?
Hi, Kirsten. How are you doing?
I'm good. Can you first start by telling us a little bit about your background in the film industry?
Well, I'm a director and a producer, but mostly a director. I do TV commercials and music videos for my bread and butter, and then I also work as a writer doing freelance projects, writing scripts and things like that, more long-term projects as well.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, and I teach here at Long Beach.
Oh, cool. What classes do you teach here at Long Beach City?
I teach a film class called Film 21, which is intermediate film, but I think it's kind of the most advanced practical program that we have here. We work with equipment and also with ourselves, kind of developing ourselves as artists to think as filmmakers. That kind of thing is what we work on.
Oh, that's great. What is your goal for your students as a film professor?
My goal is to get the students thinking of themselves as artists, as people who create things from nothing. I want my students to be able to form an identity that's unique to themselves so they can learn who they are in order to help themselves create. And then I want to also be able to teach them how to work with the proper equipment and to find a process that works for them in terms of getting their ideas out as quickly and as inexpensively as they can.
Okay. What inspired you to get involved in film?
Well, for me, I guess I was kind of wandering around all the different disciplines when I first started going to school, and I think I fell in love with film because film brings together all the best arts, brings together the visual arts and the music, and all of that comes together in filmmaking. All of the great costumes, hair, makeup, music, the plastic arts, the visual arts, all that stuff. Writing, literature, it all seems to come together into film. And to me, that's what attracted me the most about it.
That's cool. You were involved with American Idol. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience and what you did?
Sure. Okay. American Idol was one of my paying gigs. I started working when the show first started. I did 4 years of American Idol, and I picked it up the second season. And the show wasn't really that big yet. And what Ford wanted was to be part of the show, to be integrated into the show. So I helped the guys develop the first Ford American Idol music videos, and where we would take the contestants of the show and film them dancing and singing around a Ford product in some kind of fun and inventive way, and entertaining way, and then they would show that on the Wednesday night's results show when people would tune in to find out who got kicked off the show and who was able to stay on a little bit longer. And so that was part of the show. And it was unique. It's the first time anyone did that, was working with the contestants of the show and get them to be in something as kind of organized and put together as a music video.
Were any of the contestants difficult to work with?
You know, some were easier than others, but you know, it wouldn't really be right of me to kind of start spotlighting some of them and saying that they weren't that easy to work with. But I think all of them were really talented, and even though they didn't have a lot of experience getting into it, they had a lot of what we like to call in the business available spirit, and so they were able to really kind of do a lot of great stuff. It always blew me away to work with those guys. They really had a lot of gusto and strength and good energy, and it was always really fun.
I also heard that you've done a Doritos commercial for the Super Bowl. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, last year I entered the Doritos Crash the Super Bowl contest and was chosen as one of the top finalists. And I guess you could say my commercial came in second place last year. It was the 5th most highly rated commercial by USA Today in the Super Bowl. And it also just recently was nominated one of the top 10 commercials, Super Bowl commercials of the decade, which was on a show on CBS before the Super Bowl started. So I was really proud about that. And it came in number 8. So it was the 8th best Super Bowl commercial in the last 10 years.
Dang, that's a great accomplishment.
I think you guys might have a clip of it so you can take a look at that. And,
oh, cool.
It was a lot of fun making. That was a fun thing. And the principles of making that commercial in that way, and also what I've learned a lot in the process of making American Idol music videos, I'm applying to my teachings here at LBCC, and teaching the students how to visualize something and then make it in the highest possible quality level way, if that makes sense, the highest quality level, and also to do it quickly and in a short period of time with the least amount of cost as possible. So that's what we're learning here.
Are you working on any outside projects right now?
Right now I'm working with Michaels, the craft store. Does anyone know Michaels? It's
yeah, the arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts store, and they have a kind of the head of their research and development is a woman named Jo Pearson, who is kind of like I want to say she's kind of like a Martha Stewart type of person. She has, and so we're creating a show for her online. So when you go to the Michaels Craft Store website, you can see Jo there, and she has these 3 to 4 minute episodes where she shows you how to make a certain type of craft for whatever holiday, that type of thing. So I'm making those webisodes right now, and that's a multi-camera shoot in a studio with Jo, who's the main talent, and then we bring in other people and other things, and what we're doing is expanding that concept and trying to make that something more, something bigger. So that should be cool.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Well, I want to thank you for being with us today. Everyone, that's Eric Heimbold, film instructor here at Long Beach City. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
This is Kristen Bach for IE News.
Thank you, Kristen, and congratulations, Eric. Eric made another commercial for the 2011 Super Bowl. Let's take an inside look on how to make a Doritos commercial, produced and directed by our very own Jamie Fish.
Hi, my name is Eric Heimbold. I teach film here at Long Beach City College. You might remember me from 2009 when I crashed the Super Bowl with my Doritos Crash the Super Bowl contest entry called Power of the Crunch. I felt that if I was going to enter the contest again, I'd really have to raise the bar. And so after a lot of thought about the concept and working it out, and a lot of good feedback from the guys here at the school and other people that I've been working with, I came up with an idea that I think is a real knockout. This idea is so big, I'm calling it huge. One of the things we really wanted to experiment with was just how good we can do special effects. So that's something that we've been working here at the school learning, and I felt like maybe it was time to take it to the next level. So we did a lot of green screen shooting and compositing in this commercial, and you'll see we've done some pretty awesome magic. The thing I'm most proud about this commercial is that it looks like $1 million, but it was really made with just friends and some of the students here at school, and all of us pitching in and coming together and making this thing happen. And I'm so proud of it. This commercial has been hard. It's been a difficult challenge to produce because it's got so many moving parts and so many people involved. And I got to tell you, I'm really grateful for the students who've helped out because they really brought so much to the party, especially in terms of helping sculpt the idea with me in the beginning, and then also in terms of making the commercial happen during the shoot. This was an idea that I had for, I think, maybe a couple of years. Right after the making of the last Doritos commercial, I thought, what would be the coolest thing you could make? What would be the coolest Doritos commercial you could make in terms of a really big idea? And so I was kicking around this idea for a long time, over a year and a half, and then finally I decided to sit down and do it. Well, I'm really proud of this commercial because it really looks like a big, major Hollywood kind of commercial. And I'm proud to say that it's something that we managed to do on our own with the help of friends and with the help of good, talented people, pull this thing together on a relative shoestring budget and still make it look like $1 million. Let's see, the commercial also stars the same actors, Nick Chatfield and Christina Wilde, who were the main actors in the commercial 2 years ago, and I thought it was a good idea to bring them back. And our real hero is the guy who we call the Dude, played by Nick Chatfield, who is empowered through the tasty, delicious flavor of Doritos. He experiences just how big the flavor of Doritos is. He discovers that Doritos flavor is so big and bold that it's out of control. The shoot itself was tough. We shot it in downtown LA. It was great because everyone came out and helped out and pitched in. And the toughest part, I think, was for Nick, Nick the actor, who had to portray this role pretty much naked for 2 or 3 hours out in a parking lot in downtown LA in the warehouse district in front of like 30 people. But I think that he just did a really admirable job. I mean, he's a true actor, he's a true professional, never complained, and just nailed it. And I thought he just did a really tremendous job. And when you see it all put together in the commercial, it really shows. We had 2 great actors, Max and Karen, playing the older couple in the apartment, and they were fantastic, really great actors, and I was really grateful that they could come out and be part of it. The apartment that we shot in is actually inside an old meat-hanging warehouse in the warehouse district of downtown LA. What these guys did is they gutted this giant old warehouse and created these different sets in there permanently, like a permanent apartment set, a permanent police station set, permanent office set. So we just went there and shot in the apartment set, and looked perfect. We didn't have to do anything to it, and it was really inexpensive, and we were grateful that those guys helped us out as well. Check it out. Doritos crashed the Super Bowl. It's huge.
How big is the flavor of Doritos? So big, it's out of control.
Wow, you know, it's really amazing to see all the work that goes into making a commercial.
It really is amazing. If you want to learn how to do any of what you just saw, come to Long Beach City College and take some classes in the radio TV department.
Don't go just yet. We still have more IE news to come.
Now that I got your attention, do you want to make movies or be a radio DJ? Yeah! I thought so. Well, come check out Long Beach City College's radio and TV department. Hey, stop playing with those buddies and get to class, young man. No, not that class. Here at LBCC, we have hands-on training, so ditch that boring lecture. Here we'll teach you state-of-the-art equipment, and in no time, you'll have the right tools to make your very own movie. Don't want to make movies? What's wrong with you? Well, you could be a radio DJ and learn all those crazy soundy stuff. Interested? Then check out our website or call. Look at you now. It looks like you're on your way to being the next Steven Spielberg.
Thank you for joining us. If you are interested in being a part of great television, please contact the Radio and Television Department at 562-938-4892.
You can also go to our website, www.lbcc.edu, for more information on the Radio and Television Department. I'm Chris Johnson.
And I'm Silulu Aitonu. From all of us here at IE News, see you next time.